What's good, everybody? CK3 Plays here, coming at you with the budget pitchers for MLB The Show 25 video. In this video, I'm going to have 3 starters and 3 relievers to hopefully help bolster your rotation and pen early on in the game. Remember to like and subscribe. Anyways, let's get right into it. Coming in, my first option for this budget beast pitcher edition is Clarke Schmidt. His pitch mix should be as good as it can get. You got the cutter, you got the sinker, you got the change, and I'm guessing they're going to give him the new sweeper, as he's already got a sweeping curve in his arsenal in 24. Now the hits per nine may be a little bit low, but for a low-end gold, high-end silver, that should be a pretty good number if you're looking for one of those lesser starting pitchers towards the back end of your rotation to use maybe as your 4 or 5 when getting started before upgrading him to the eventual diamonds that we'll get later on. For my second option, and hear me out on this one, Jackson Jobe. Yes, he's a common in this game. Yes, he deals with a lot of walk issues, but his stuff is electric, and he's a guy who I could see end up really shooting up in overall as the season goes along. There's a question mark whether he'll be a starter, whether he'll be a reliever. As of now, I imagine he's going to be maybe one of their high leverage relievers. He's young, he's inexperienced, but he got that postseason experience towards the end of last year, and I think that's going to really help skyrocket his confidence, help him throw more strikes, going through a full spring with the Tigers, getting under Tariq Skubal's wing and learning from him. He's going to throw absolute cheese, and I imagine he's going to have the outlier quirk. He's going to come in, he's got the cutter, he's got a changeup. His hits per nine, I imagine, will be much higher than this 55, and I do think when it's all said and done, I imagine he'll start as a bronze, but I think he's going to very, very quickly move up to that silver if he has a great start, which I am highly anticipating. Alright, for number 3 on my list is Brady Singer. It's a pretty common budget pitcher for most rotations. He's got a funky windup, funky delivery. He's got the change, the sinker. He's going to have a sweeper. He's going to throw low to mid 90s. He's now on the Cincinnati Reds in that Jonathan India trade. His hits per nine are going to be just okay, but we're looking at more so that pitch mix. The pitch clutch as well is going to be pretty high. He's a strike thrower most of the time, and he's just going to be able to get guys out for you with that sinker, with the funky motion that people are not used to, especially early on in the game with a lot of new people coming to MLB The Show 25 with all the hype around it. This is going to be a great guy for you to use early on in your ranked season's career. Let's head back to the bullpen for my 4th option, my second reliever on my list, and that's Jose Butto. The hits per nine are going to be crazy. He's a guy that never gives up hits, solely just dominates games. His changeup is absolutely disgusting, and he's a mid-90s guy. You're going to have the sinker in there as well. How can you not want him in the back end of your pen, or at least a middle relief guy to use in maybe not super high leverage situations, because he is going to be somewhat hard to locate with, does tend to deal with some walk issues, but the strikeouts are going to be up there. The PCIs are going to be tiny because the hits per nine is going to be up. I don't know if it's going to be 107 like in this game, but it's going to be near that 90, upper 90s, maybe low hundreds if we are lucky. This is a guy who's definitely going to be in my bullpen early on, as he's just going to be dominant with that sinker, slider, change, slurve combo, mix in upper high heaters, and he's going to be a perfect addition to your early season bullpens. Okay, let's hop into my final budget starter of the season, and that's going to be Jesus Luzardo, the now Philly. He's going to be probably a 3 to 5 arm on that Philadelphia rotation, but I think he's going to be quite good. He's got tons of potential. He's young. He's got the sinker, the changeup. He even working a 12-6 in there, not a pitch you see too often anymore in the show. He's a great addition to your early season rotation. Going to be a guy. It's going to be pretty easy to throw strikes with him. He's going to be a guy that strikes guys out with the slider. Is absolutely disgusting. He's a lefty. Great lefty starter to have in your rotation with absolute heat being thrown by him. Going to be mid to upper 90s, and another guy who I think could end up being towards the gold range pretty quickly if he gets off to a hot start. And for my final bullpen arm and final budget pitcher is Joel Payamps, the now Brewers closer since Devin Williams left. Another guy just like Jose Butto, mid to upper 90s. His sinker is going to absolutely play. It moves like crazy. I've used this card so many times in BR. I've faced him so many times in BR as well, and it is very difficult to hit him. The break at 92, I don't see anything of that changing. If not, it might even go up. The hits per 9, that also might go up. A guy that's just absolutely dominant, and a guy that very well could be, in my opinion, one of the best relievers in the NL Central, if not the NL overall. He throws absolute gas from the right side. Like I said, going to be the now Brewers closer. So a lot of expectations on him, as they've had dominant closers year after year, from Hader to then Devin Williams, and now Devin Williams, setup man, gets bumped into that role, Joel Payamps, and that is a guy that I want in my bullpen an opening night. Anyways, that's going to do it. Remember to like and subscribe. This is probably going to be my final video before 25 comes out on Thursday night at 11 p.m. Reminder, big pack opening coming that night. Anyways, have a good week, have a good month, have a good year. I'm out.